Okay guys, just coming back at you with another one of my videos of my favourite Hot Toys figures. As I mentioned in the previous video, I got rid of a number of my figures over the last few months, scaling back the old collection. But there's some figures that remain in the collection that I would find it pretty hard to get rid of. And yeah, so just continuing through the list. This is obviously the Batman figure from Batman Begins, Christian Bale. And yeah, this is I think Hot Toys figure 155, something like that. So yeah, quite an old figure. I think this is about 2010-11 it was released. And yeah, it came with a nice load of accessories. Obviously the climbing gear, the harness, it's really nice. The sculpt of Bale, which was definitely Hot Toys' best Bale sculpt up until then. I think they've probably done a bit of a better one with the what was it, the DX9 was it, or DX10, 11, something like that. I lose track anyway. And yeah, so that was the cowl that you got with it, and the faceplate, which was removable. You got 2 extra faceplates. Just got the they're the original boots there for the figure, but it was a common problem. One of the boots, it had a malformed foot peg, so the foot peg would go in there but it wouldn't hold or anything like that. So that was a problem that affected a lot of this figure. I actually ended up just getting DX02 boots, I think, in the end, which are pretty similar. Not exactly the same, but they're near as damn like the same. So yeah, so this is like really favourite figure of mine. Really like, I think it's probably my favourite bat suit out of the Nolan trilogy and all that. It's got more of, a tone of like the Batman suits from Tim Burton's era, and yeah, it's sort of like there's just that all black, classic look and all that. And yeah, as I say, probably Batman Begins is one of my favourite. Probably The Dark Knight is probably the best of the films, but I think this is the second best. I think I'd take Batman Begins over The Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, as I say, just really great job on the sculpt. Now, considering this is like a figure that's like 10 years old now, or almost 10 years old. Great work on the suit. And little belt. You got another belt, the Batarang, of course. You got the grapple gun, you got the mask, obviously the balaclava that he uses before the cowl's ready. And you could have 2 distinct looks there, and you can get you can take the climbing gear off the harness and all that, put the cowl on, and he also comes with the Batman cape, of course. So you've got 2 distinct looks here. Bat bomb as well. And yeah, so just a really fantastic figure, and pretty hard to get hold of now. This figure comes up on the market every now and again, but as I say, it's like nearly a 10-year-old figure. And as I say, it's probably my best my favourite Batman suit from the Nolan trilogy. As I say, it harks back to like the Michael Keaton Batman film in a way. Nice detailing on the ab section and the chest. Nice Batman logo. And yeah, just a really top figure all round. And as I say, you've got those distinct 2 looks that you can go for. That look, you can also put the balaclava on if you like, or you can go for the when he's got the cowl on and all that. And obviously Batman Begins starts with Bruce Wayne's backstory and all that. His parents were killed and whatnot. So yeah, yeah, just a fantastic figure. And yeah, another figure that I'd really find hard to get rid of. So yeah, the Batman Begins Bruce Wayne sculpts there from Hot Toys. Yeah, fantastic. Okay guys, next up is the Hot Toys Neo figure from The Matrix, of course. Keanu Reeves in one of his most iconic roles. So yeah, I think this is probably the most recent Hot Toys figure that I purchased. As I say, I hardly collect figures anymore, and certainly Hot Toys figures, you know, I hardly collect them anymore. But yeah, I picked this one up probably about maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. And yeah, it was a really great effort from Hot Toys. Got the Matrix license finally, and I haven't done a lot with it, to be quite honest. Just the one figure so far. Wait and see whether we get any more figures from Matrix or like Reloaded or Revolutions or whatever. But yeah, it's just Neo for now, from the original Matrix film. So yeah, whether we get a Trinity or a Morpheus or whatever. I've seen some third-party companies make a Trinity and a Morpheus, which look really good. So like you can go down that route. But you know, Hot Toys haven't made a Matrix figure since this Neo, so you know it's pretty unlikely that they will. So yeah, you get like another Matrix figure, or any more Matrix figures. So you get the bag, obviously, of all his weapons, and then you get the harness to attach. I think they're like MP5s and all that, just around his waist. So yeah, it's a little bit fiddly that. Still got the little plastic thing around his neck because there was an issue with staining from the t-shirt to the neck, so I've just kept that on there for now. There's the look at the glasses, which is nicely done. Back on his head, and yeah, so as I say, I mean, Keanu Reeves, probably one of his most iconic roles. You get the little dynamic base, so you can, you know, pose the figure in you know, really cool poses and all that, you know, to, you know, mimic the bullet time effects and all that, you know, where he's like really bent over in like extreme positions and all that. So yeah, I've just got him posed up with his assault rifles at the moment, and yeah, really nice work on the boots, obviously. And it's not much to the clothing really, it's just you know, black trousers, a black shirt and a black like trench coat and all that. But yeah, really just a little bit closer look at the sculpt, which I don't think is, I think it's just about there, but there's something not quite you know, 100% about it, but it's certainly you know, very good and all that. And you know, if it come out, you know, 4 or 5 years ago or something, you know, it'd be like even more. But as I say, the quality is just, it always like goes up year on year. So yeah, came with a nice lot of all the guns and all that, and obviously it's like from one of the most iconic science fiction movies. So, you know, it's come out in the last 20 years for sure. And yeah, and as I say, it's probably the latest Hot Toys figure that I bought. I haven't bought any Hot Toys figures since this particular figure, and yeah, it goes for quite a bit now, you know, on eBay and things like that. So I think it's definitely a figure that I will be holding on to for the foreseeable future. So yeah, Neo from the Matrix. Okay guys, next up is one of my oldest figures in my collection. It's Hot Toys figure again. I think this is like Hot Toys figure like number like 60 something or other, 60 or 70, somewhere in that ballpark anyway. So yeah, this is a really old figure, and probably showing its age a little bit now, but yeah, it's obviously of Rambo from First Blood. How he looks like in the opening scene, the like M65 jacket version and all that, and the jumper, and the light jeans and all that, and the boots. So yeah, just look at the sculpt. You know, not bad. Obviously, like not up to the standards of today and all that. You know, a long way off it. But I think this figure probably come out at about 2006 or 7. Something like that. So yeah, really old Hot Toys figure, but yeah, I've still got like a soft spot for it. It's obviously from you know, one of the great action movies of all time, Rambo. You know, sort of like started the franchise off and all that, and yeah, I think First Blood is probably still the best movie out of all of them. Really nice work done on the jacket, the M65 jacket, and get the little sleeping bag and all that just slung over his shoulder. and you also got the big hunting knife. I think I put that in the sleeping bags. So yeah, as I say, like for a really old figure, you know, it's still not bad. You know, it still holds up pretty well, and you know, I wish like if Hot Toys could release an updated Rambo figure. That was one of their early lines, Rambo. I think they released a Colonel Troutman, and various Rambos, you know, from like 1, 2 and 3 early on, you know, around the 2007-8 mark. But yeah, they haven't produced any Rambo figures since then, which is a bit of a shame, as it's such an iconic sort of like character and film series. But yeah, this is a figure that I've probably had in my collection for probably well over 10 years now, one of the earliest figures that I bought. And yeah, obviously you can see the quality is not up to scratch, particularly the eyes. Hot Toys, you know, noted for, you know, how lifelike their eyes are and all that. This was back at a time when, you know, that quality wasn't quite there. But you know, they weren't far off, and you could see that, you know, they were improving with almost every release that they made back in the day. And as I say, it's still not a bad sculpt, you know, considering it's such an old figure. And yeah, as I say, it's like still one of my personal favourites. And unless they were to produce like an updated version of this, you know, Hot Toys or someone like that, you know, I'll still be holding on to this figure. So yeah, Hot Toys John Rambo M65 jacket version. Okay, next up, guys, is my Conan figure from Conan the Barbarian, obviously one of Arnie's breakthrough roles in the early 80s. And yeah, this is mostly a set from caustic plastic, the clothing and the boots, the knife. It's M35 siphon body, which I think must be modelled on Arnie's physique of the early 80s. It certainly looks very accurate to it. So yeah, that's just a look at the sculpt, which I think they've done a really good job on. Obviously a young Arnie and all that, and yeah, the body really complements it really well. Like chunky legs and all that, like huge arms and all that, huge chest, and yeah, just yeah, a really good set, I think. Caustic plastic made here and all that, and the little gauntlets as well, and you got an axe as well, and the little knife back there. So yeah, it's just like a really nice set, and you know, really fun to put together. And obviously, you know, look at the sword there. And yeah, obviously being a big Arnie fan and all that, the necklace, the headband rather, can't be detached and all that. I've seen a few people mod it actually, that they've been able to remove it, but it is actually stuck in there rigidly, and they've been able to remove it and then, you know, have it without that on, you know, resculpt the hair and the head and all that, which looks pretty cool. But I'm pretty happy with that as it is. So so yeah, I think it looks yeah, pretty rocking and all that. And yeah, again, another figure that as I say, because I'm like a big Arnie fan and all that, big Conan fan, but probably another figure that I probably won't be getting rid of anytime soon. And as I say, the siphon body really, you know, really makes it cook and all that. So yeah, Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. So guys, next up is one of my custom bashes. Probably one of my favourite bashes that I've put together. It's obviously of Bruce Willis, John McClane in the original Die Hard movie. And yeah, I had real fun putting this together. Head sculpt came out, I think it was recast. Can't remember the name of the artist who done it, but it was recast and then it just appeared online. So yeah, it's a bit of a controversial figure in that respect. But yeah, so I got the head sculpt pretty cheaply. And yeah, I just put the figure together, obviously done the weathering and all that. He looks pretty beat up, doesn't he, McClane, by the end of the movie, so I suppose it's like the battle damaged version. Got a little watch, and if you just notice the little tattoos, he's got the little tattoo in his arm. I was able to get those done online. There's a little C4 plastic thing that I found online as well. He's got a little bag full of it as well, full of more C4. I think that was the bag from the Terminator figure or something like that. I was able to find another one online. And yeah, it's like a really decent sculpt of Bruce Willis, obviously from one of his most iconic roles, probably his breakthrough role in Hollywood. Obviously he was known for just being like mainly a TV actor before then, you know, like Moonlight and all that. But this really sort of like, you know, established himself as like a major movie star. Nice effect on the sculpt. And yeah, so I've just got the little, you know, on his arm where he racks up the kills and all that, the little machine gun, which is actually a little watch and all that. So yeah, really happy how this figure came together. Little Die Hard custom base, like little glass just stuck in there, glued onto the base. You know, obviously he wanders around the film mostly barefoot, and his feet take some quite bad damage in the film and all that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy how this guy turned out. He just got smoking his little cigarette, which he does throughout the movie. And yeah, really happy with how this guy turned out. You know, ideally I'd like you know, an official figure and all that. You know, whether Hot Toys would ever make a John McClane figure, I don't know. But yeah, for the time being, you know, I'm more than happy with how this guy turned out. Just like trousers and all that, and the shirt, which turns from white to green halfway through the movie, as you know. So yeah, you know, another figure that I'm really happy to have in my collection is the just stick that there, little C4, is the John McClane figure, Bruce Willis, from the fantastic film Die Hard. So okay, yeah, guys, next up we've got Leon the Professional, of course. The figure from Enterbay, probably released about 5 or 6 years ago now. So yeah, really great figure, obviously of John Reno as Leon, and yeah, fantastic figure. There's his little case of guns and whatnot, a little pot plant that you got, a little carton of milk. You also got some like bolt cutters still in the box, and a little glass of milk and all that. And yeah, fantastic figure. Obviously, you know, one of the most one of the best action films of the 90s, I'd say. Leon the Professional, from the Luc Besson directed. And yeah, just look at the sculpt. Looks a bit dated now, but it still like holds up really well. Obviously, fantastic actor, John Reno. Probably one of his most iconic roles, obviously with the young Natalie Portman as well. And yeah, done a fantastic job on this figure. Quite hard to come by this figure now. Done such a fantastic job on it and all that. As I say, it's from such an iconic movie. A nice lot of accessories. And yeah, another figure that you know, I'd be hard pushed to get rid of. As I say, like the source material I really like, and obviously the actor is cool as fuck. And yeah, I think there should be a little milk little sculpt there that goes in the glass, but currently like lost that at the moment. I think I know where it might be, but yeah, so just look at the glasses as well. It's iconic glasses. And yeah, there's just the tactical belt and all that with all of the explosives and a gun in there. And yeah, just yeah, a real fantastic figure, and it still holds up today. The body's a bit clunky and all that, but that was pretty common with with these Enter Bay figures back in the day. Their bodies weren't all that, especially compared to Hot Toys figures. But nevertheless, you know, fantastic figure, and you know, another figure that I'd be hard pushed to get rid of. So yeah, Leon the Professional, Leon, yeah, fantastic. Guys, next up, here's obviously the, probably recognise it already, the Marty McFly figure from Hot Toys, Back to the Future, part 1 obviously, and yeah, fantastic figure. Absolutely up there with one of my favourites. Just the attention to detail on the clothing, the sculpt is really good. It's not quite, you know, right nailed on, but it is, you know, really close. And yeah, as I just say, I mean, it's just fantastic looking figure. Really captures that Marty McFly look from Back to the Future. Obviously iconic movie, fantastic film, and yeah, just look at the life preserve or whatever. Just yeah, it's just done, you know, really top-notch job by Hot Toys. Just to look at a couple of standout accessories, which was the skateboard obviously, and the little 1980s video camera. I actually got the decals. It didn't come with the original, you know, like the Madrid logo and Altera, and also on the shoes as well. It didn't come with the little Nike swoosh, probably because of licensing issues, so I just got some decals and attached them on there, just to make it look more realistic. So yeah, just look at that sculpt, Michael J. Fox, obviously, in probably one of, you know, the most iconic role of his career, Marty McFly. Eric Stoltz was originally cast, because they couldn't get hold of Michael J. Fox, and then when it wasn't working out with Eric, they probably sacked Eric and then got Michael J. Fox in. But I think it's probably the smartest move they probably made. You know, can't imagine anyone else other than Michael J. Fox in that role, really, can you? And yeah, just a fantastic job by Hot Toys. Shame we didn't get any other Back to the Future figures. We obviously got Back to the Future 2 figures, another Marty and a Doc figure, which may well be on the list. You know, kind of have to wait and see. But you know, I suppose we've got to be thankful for what Hot Toys did do here, and what they did do is release a fantastic figure. Little badges there, and yeah, the clothing on this figure is just fantastic. You know, really is well done, and as I say, the sculpt is really close to being 100%. So yeah, Mike McFly definitely on my list of figures that I probably won't be getting rid of at all, really. So yeah, fantastic. Okay guys, so we can't have any Marty without Doc, his faithful companion in the Back to the Future trilogy. And yeah, so this was Hot Toys Back to the Future Doc Emmett Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd obviously. And yeah, they decided to do the Doc from part 2, so I think most people would have preferred a part 1 Doc. But yeah, we've got to be grateful for what we got anyway. So yeah, just look at the sculpt. Doc, Christopher Lloyd. I think they've done a really good job on that. The glasses obviously. And the clothing, the pretty iconic clothing that Doc wore in part 2. Let's just look at the case with the various denominations of money a year. So yeah, really nice. Really nice work on the boots as the base that you got with it as well. And yeah, as I say, I mean, probably would have preferred a Doc from part 1, maybe with the radiation suit and all that. The plutonium box would have been nice, you know, especially to go along with the part 1 Marty that they made. But you know, this is I guess the next best thing. You know, Back to the Future 2 is certainly a really good sequel and all that. Probably not quite up there with the original, but I really do like Back to the Future 2. Obviously, it's a story of going back in time, Biff becoming, you know, a multi millionaire or billionaire even through the acquiring of the sports almanac. So and then I look to the like dystopian future and all that in Hill Valley with Biff in charge. So yeah, it's a really nice spin on the story and all that. And yeah, as I say, this was a really nice figure. And any Back to the Future fan and obviously Hot Toys fan would be grateful to have this in their collection. So as I say, this is another figure that I'll probably be holding on to. I think they've done a really good job with the figure. Really nice attention to detail on the clothing. As I say, it's a real standout piece. It really does stand out in the detail. With all the bright colouring and all that. And I think the Back to the Future line is probably dead as far as Hot Toys is concerned. So we won't be getting any more figures from that particular line. Nice detailing on the lining as well, if you see that. And it's all wide at the bottom as well. The long flowing coat, so you can pose it in different sort of like ways and all that. So yeah, just look at the sculpt again. As I say, really great job by Hot Toys. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some more Back to the Future figures in the future. But I don't hold out much hope for it really. So yeah, Back to the Future Part 2 Doc. Yeah, really nice figure.